Today on Counsel's Corner, we're diving into a serious and sometimes life-changing topic. What happens when a car accident turns deadly?
Attorney Ofelia Markarian is joining us to break down what you need to know if you're ever involved in a fatal crash, whether you're a victim seeking justice or someone suddenly facing criminal charges. Good morning, Ofelia.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. We're good. So here's a question for you. Can someone really face jail time for just speeding, first of all, or looking at their phone?
Yes. So if your actions such as texting or speeding lead to a crash that cause a fatality, in Nevada, you could be charged with reckless driving resulting in a death, which carries a prison sentence and is a felony. And we've been seeing a lot of these cases, and it's really, really sad.
Yeah, people are easily distracted. It's, you know, they think they can quickly just pick up their phone and do a little quick text.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Well, what should someone do or not do if they're being investigated or charged after a fatal collision?
Do not speak to law enforcement without an attorney present. Even if your actions were unintentional and it was an accident, your words could still be used against you. That is why it's very important to get in touch with an attorney and have an attorney present during all of these investigations. That way your rights are protected.
Yeah. What if you're the victim of a crash, of a serious crash, and the other person was the person who was distracted or intoxicated in driving? What should you do in those situations?
Get medical treatment first. Document all of your injuries. Speak to an attorney before speaking to any insurance company. That is very, very important. Obviously, have all of your documents together. If you have witnesses, keep all of their information together. Do not accept a quick settlement. Often, you may be entitled to more than what the initial offer was.
Okay.
Well, whether you were the at-fault driver or the victim of an accident, how does the process work and what should you do in those moments? Everyone thinks it's, you've got to get a police report, you have to call them. Do you call your attorney as well during that moment? You call your attorney first. You do not speak to the insurance companies if you're the victim or to law enforcement if you're the at-fault driver without an attorney. It's very, very important.
Yeah, obviously everyone should have the right, makeup of their car. You should be insured, all those kind of things.
Yes.
What kind of parts of insurance should people pay attention to when getting coverage, like uninsured or underinsured coverage?
In Nevada, drivers are only required to carry the Nevada state minimum liability coverage. So if you're seriously injured in an accident and the at-fault driver only carries the state minimum and their insurance policy runs out, you could be left with the difference and covering those expenses. Or if you're involved in an accident and the at-fault driver does not have insurance, you could be left with covering all of the expenses. That is why uninsured and underinsured motorist liability coverage comes in these situations to protect you and cover you when there's not enough coverage.
Okay. Yeah, after a fatal accident, what's the difference between a civil case and a criminal case?
So a civil case is about compensation. It's about getting compensated and getting paid for your medical expenses, for your lost wages, for your pain and suffering. A criminal case is about punishment and deterring the wrongful conduct that carries a prison sentence. These situations are split-second decisions that cause life-threatening, changing consequences in people's lives. And it's very important to, when you're on the road and you're driving, pay attention, because one little mistake, split second, can change your entire life on both ends, whether you're a victim or whether you're the at-fault driver. Yeah. Sometimes these are not intentional acts, they're accidents.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask as well. I mean, we're talking about this, about being impaired and texting, those kind of things, but what if you're not texting? What if you're not impaired? What if it is a legitimate, complete accident and unfortunately someone loses their life? What's the situation then?
I mean, it just depends. You have to look at the entire facts and see and figure out who, whether that is actually an accident. But You want to avoid those situations. You want to be paying attention when you're on the road, because these things could happen.
And that's why people need to give you a call.
Right.
Ofelia, thanks for joining us this morning. For more information, resources, or to schedule a consultation, head to OfeliaMarkarianLaw.com, where you'll find the guidance you need when the road takes an unexpected turn.